Hey guys, hi, welcome back. So in this video, we will discuss about the power series expansion of complex function. We will discuss the radius of convergence and we will see the Taylor series and the Lorentz series. So the first topic that we will be starting is the power series expansion of complex function. So what is a power series expansion? I have written a definition here. So you can see here every analytic function which is analytic at the point z equals to z naught that can be expanded in a series, okay, in a power series about z equals to z naught. So that particular series is said to be the what? Power series expansion of the complex function. All right, if I consider fz, it is a complex function, right? Z is a complex variable here. Then the power series expansion for this function, which is analytic at z equals to z naught, can be written as what? Summation n is equals to 0 to infinity an into with z minus z naught to the power n. So here if you see, it can be written as what? A naught plus a1 into with z minus z naught to the power 1 plus a2 z minus z naught to the power 2, and it will continue. All right. So if you see here, a naught, a1, a2, these are the coefficients of the series. All right. Z naught, it will be the center of the series, and z is a complex variable. So as a whole, what you can say is that power series what? A series which is in the power of z minus z naught. You can say it what? Series, all right, in power of in power of z minus z naught. In a simple language, this is what you can understand. All right. So once again, I'm repeating that if you have a function and if that particular function is analytic at z equals to z naught, then we can expand the power series about this point with z equals to z naught as summation n equals to 0 to infinity an z minus z naught to the power n. All right. So I can write an example here. Let us consider an example. So for example, if I consider summation n is equals to 0 to infinity, all right, a n z to the power n. This is the function we are considering. So you can write it as what? This is a naught plus a1z again plus a2z square plus it will continue. So if you see here, this is an example of what? This is an example of power series, right? Because here we are having a series in power of z minus z naught, right? This is z minus 0 na? Here this is what it is. So what you can say, z equals to 0, the center of the series is what? 0. What is the center of the series? 0 is the center of the series. As here it was z equals to what? Z naught. Yes or no? So z naught was the center of the series. In this case, if you see, z minus 0 is there na? In each and every cases, you can write it as what? I can write it as a naught, all right, plus a1 z minus 0 plus a2 z minus 0 whole square, this way. So here if you see the value of what? Z naught is what? 0. Z naught is equals to what? 0. Z equals to Z naught equals to 0, right? So the center of this series is what? 0. You have to just remember one thing about the power series is that if you have a series which can be represented or which is in a power of z minus z naught, then you will consider that particular series to be a power series. Okay. And we have seen the power series expansion of a complex function here. All right. Now you see, for every power series, there are three possibilities. Regarding what? Regarding the region of convergence of power series. Regarding the region of convergence, you will see three possibilities. So the first possibility is what? The series converges within a disk. The second is the power series converges the whole complex plane. The third is the power series converges for a particular value of z. All right. So first we will discuss the series converges within a disk. So for this we are considering this example, summation n equals to 0 to infinity z to the power n. So you can expand it as what? 1 plus z, right? Again z square, and it goes on. Clear? Now you see, when will you say that a series is converging or it's diverging? So for that, the condition is what? I'm writing here the condition. Okay. So Tn plus 1 by Tn. Alright. If the value of this is less than 1, then the series what? the series converges. All right. So for this, the series converges. And when you have Tn plus 1 by Tn greater than 1, then the series will diverge. So the series diverges. So this is the condition for what? Converge when the series converges and when the series diverges. Now you might be thinking, what is Tn plus 1? T represents the term, right? So here Tn plus 1, it is the n plus 1 term of the series. So Tn plus 1, it is what? It is the n plus 1th term of the series. Similarly, if I say Tn, so Tn will represent the nth term, right? It is the nth term of the series. So you have to remember this condition. Clear? So for this example, what will be Tn plus 1? If you see Tn plus 1, right, divided by Tn. So for this, what will be Tn plus 1? It will be z to the power n plus 1, right, by zn. So from this, what you will get? Z to the power n will what? Cancel. So you will have only what? Mode of z, right? So if you see, mode of z is what? Less than 1. Yes or no? Means what you will say, for mod of z less than 1, the series will what? Converge. So I will write here, so mod of z less than 1 for this, okay? So for mod of z less than 1, the series converges, because the series converges within a disk. Yes or no? We know na that mod of z equals to what? R. It is the equation of what? Circle. Yes or no? So mod of z, if it is equals to 1, it is representing a circle whose center is what? Origin, that is center is at 0, 0, right? And radius is 1. If you see, na, in case of, if you consider in xy, that is in 2 dimension, okay, in the form of disk, what will happen? It will converge if you will put any value of z which is less than what? Which is any value if you will put, na, which will lie inside the circle. And which values will lie inside the circle? The values which will be what? Less than the radius r, that is 1. Yes or no? So for this only you will get a finite value. So only for this what you will have, the series will converge. Once again I'm repeating, we have seen the t plus 1 by tn, means the n plus 1 term by n term, you got here mod z, okay? So you have to see when the series will converge within a disk. We know that for disk, if you see mod of z equals to 1 r, this is the equation of circle. So here you see, when the mod of z, it is less than 1, for that the series will converge, right? Because mod of z equals to 1, it is the equation of a circle which is having center at the origin and the radius r is equals to 1. So when, if you see in 2 dimension, if you see in the form of disk, in that case the series will converge if you will put any value of z which will lie inside the circle, right? That is r equals to 1, okay? For any value which is less than 1, for that the series will converge, because that will only give you a finite value. So for this case you can say, when will the series converge? When mod of z is less than 1. Similarly, next we will see the power series converges the whole complex plane. Okay, it will converge in the whole complex plane. Here one in will be there. So for this the example is given here. So you have to first you have to write here. So this will be what? 1 plus, right, z plus, again you will have what? Z square by factorial 2 plus z cube by factorial 3, and so on. Now again we will see the n plus 1 and the nth term modulus. So n plus 1 term will be what? It will be z to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 factorial. Okay, and tn, the nth term. So this time it is in the denominator, so it will get reversed, z to the power n. This will be factorial n, right? So when you will solve this, what you will get? You will get in the numerator, what you will get? Mod of z, right? In the denominator you will get only n plus 1. right? Because n will get cancelled. So this is n plus 1. All right. Now you see mod of z n plus 1. Now when n will tend to infinity, right? Only for that case, what will you get? This value will be equals to what? 0. So for this, when you see when n tends to infinity, right? Then you will get Tn plus 1 by Tn equals to 0. Equals to 0 means that it is less than what? 1, right? So when it is less than 1, so the series will converge. Yes or no? So what you will write? So series converges. Okay, clear? Because when the denominator will be what? Infinity, it's only then this entire term will be what? 0. So you will see the series will converge for all values of z. Yes or no? Because the denominator has to be what? Infinity. Yes or no? So that you will get what? You will get its value to be 0. Yes or no? So you can say, hence the series will will converge for all values of z, right? Because the power series converges in the whole complex plane, and you are getting here the value of this term to be 0, which is less than 1. So the series will converge for all values of z. All right, that is, it will converge in the whole complex plane. Now let's see the power series converges for a particular value of z. For one single value of z, the series will converge. So here also we will expand this, then you will get what? You will get 1 plus z plus, again to be 2 z square, right? Plus again it is factorial 3 means what? 6 z cube, and so on. So again you will find the value of this term tn plus 1 tn. So when you will do so, what you will get? Term n plus 1, right? So this is n plus 1 factorial z to the power n plus 1. Here n term is there, so it is factorial n z to the power n, right? So from this, what you will get? This will give you in the numerator n plus 1. You can just solve and see, and this will give you mod of z, right? So you're getting n plus 1 mod of z. Now, if you see in this case, when n will tend to infinity, then this term will be tending to what? Infinity, yes or no? When you will write as n tends to what? Infinity, then you will get the value of this to be what? Infinity. That means it is greater than 1. That means this time the series will what? Diverge. But except for which value? Z equals to 0, right? Only for z equals to 0, the series will converge. So for this, the series will diverge. All right. But for which value it will not diverge? But for all except z equals to 0. All right. For z equals to 0, the series will converge. Clear? So this is when the power series converges for a particular value of z. Next, we will see the radius of convergence of power series. Now you see radius of convergence of power series. If you assume a circle, and if the center is what? Z equals to z naught. The radius is r. All right. That means z minus z naught is equals to r. Clear? Then the power series, it will converge for all points where for all point of the region where z minus z naught, mod of z minus z naught is less than r. That means within the circle it will converge, and outside the circle it will diverge. That means for z minus z naught greater than r. So once again I'm telling that if you have a circle which is centered at z equals to z naught and the radius is r, you can say z minus z naught is equals to capital R. So for that case, the power series will converge within the circle and it will diverge outside the circle. Within the circle means mod of z minus z naught is less than r, and Outside the circle means mod of z minus z naught is greater than r. Now you see what is the r here. The r, it is said to be the radius of convergence of the power series. So what you will say here, therefore r, this capital R, okay, is said to be the radius of convergence. All right, it is said to be the radius of convergence of power series. All right, and it is defined as what? We will see the formula. And defined as, it is defined as r equals to limit n tends to infinity mod of a n plus 1. Here this a n, it is nothing but the coefficient of the series. Okay, that is a coefficient. We have seen a naught, a1, a2, that coefficient only. All right. Now we will see examples related to this. First example we will take within the disk, right? The power series converges within the disk. So we were having what? Summation n equals to 0 to infinity, right? And it was z to the power n. So when you will expand, you will get 1 plus z cube and so on. So here what you will see, here you have to find r. Okay, r was equals to what? Limit n tends to infinity, right? You were having a n by a n plus 1, that is the coefficient of the n term and the coefficient of n plus 1 term. Okay, so when you see in this case the coefficient is what? 1 only. So it is mod of 1 by 1, that is equals to what? 1. So here you can say the radius of convergence is what? 1, right? Clear? Next example, it converges in the whole complex plane. So for that the example was summation n equals to 0 to infinity, and you are having z to with the power n factorial n, right? So for this, when you will expand, what you will get 1 plus z square by factorial 2 plus z cube by factorial 3 and so on. All right. So when you saw this, you got what? For the second case, you got, in this case, if you see here, we will again find what? R, the radius of convergence. Yes or no? So R limit n tends to what? Infinity. Yes or no? So a n, what will be a n term here? It will be what? Coefficient will be 1 by factorial n into with by. So here you will get what? N plus 1 factorial divided by 1. So when you will solve this, you will get limit n tends to infinity, right? And here when you will solve, you will get just n plus 1. So when this n tends to infinity, this entire term will be what? Infinity. Yes or no? That means here r is equals to what? Infinity. That means it is representing a circle of radius infinity, because this is for whole complex plane. So it is very easy. R will be what? Infinity in this case. Directly also you can see when we are talking about the whole complex plane, you can write the circle is having radius r equals to infinity. When you will solve and see, then also you will get the same thing. Clear? Now let us see the last one more, that the power series converges for a particular value of z. So for a particular value of z, when we are talking, so you don't have to solve and see, you can do and see also. But if you see for a particular value of z, for that you can write directly that r will be equals to 0, because it is converging for one single value, right? That means it for a particular value means the circle of the radius will be what? 0. Yes or no? The circle of radius will be what? 0 for this case, because it is converging for only one value for z equals to 0. Clear? Now let's solve one example. You have to calculate the radius of convergence and region of convergence for the following power series. So for this power series, you have to calculate the radius of convergence, that is r, and also the region you have to see. Clear? So first of all, we are given with this function fz. This is fz. All right. So what we know, radius of convergence formula is r is equals to limit n tends to infinity. You are having here mod of an by n plus 1, right? So when you will do in this case, what you will get, you have to see the n plus 1th coefficient and the a n plus 1, right? So here it will be what? Nth term will be this only, 2n by 2n plus 5. This is the coefficient, and n plus 5. When you will see n plus 1, so this will become what? 2 n plus 1, right? I'm writing the denominator above. Okay, so 2n plus 1, 5, right? Again you will have what? N plus 1 plus 5, and in the denominator you will have, this will get reversed now because n plus 1 term coefficient is in the denominator, so I've written it here. Okay, reciprocal I have written 2n plus 1 plus 3, right? So this is an, this is an plus 1. Clear? Now we will solve and see. This is limit n tends to infinity. Clear? So from here if you see, let me do this second term, then we will take the common. 2n plus 5, and here you are having n plus 5. So when you will do this, you can see here what you will get, 2n plus 7. Yes or no? Here you will get what? N plus 6, right? And in the denominator you will have what? 2n plus 5. Clear? So when you will do this, you will write limit n tends to infinity, right? Limit n tends to infinity, that means what? 10 you will have to keep in the denominator so that you will get a finite value, right? So what you will do, you will take here common n. So when you will take common n, what you will get? 2 plus 3 by n, right? From denominator also, if you take common 2 plus 5 by n, here also we write, if you take common, you will get what? 1 plus 5 by n when you take common n. All right. And here also, if you take n common, you will write 2 plus 7 by n. If you take here, you will get 1 plus 6 by n. Similarly, if you see here n, you will get what? 2 plus 5 by n. So if you see here, this 3 by n, when n tends to infinity, this 3 by n also will be what? If you see, if you cancel n, this n cancels this n, this n cancels this n, this n will cancel this n. All right. Now the left out terms are what? 3 by n, 5 by n. These all term will be 0 because n tends to infinity. So what you will have here? Only this 2, right? In the numerator you will have 2 into it 2, right? And this is 1. This is just 1. In the denominator also you will get what? 2, because this term will be what? 0. This is 0. This is also 0. This is 0. This is 0. This is 0. So it's again 2 into it 2. So finally all will get cancelled and you will have what? Just 1. Yes or no? That means you are getting r is equals to 1. R is equals to 1. That means what? The series is convergent for mod of z less than 1. Yes or no? For this you can write here r is equals to 1. The radius of convergence is 1. Therefore, what you will write? The series is convergent. The series is convergent for mod of z less than 1. That is with the circle of radius 1 and centered at the origin, that is 0, 0. That is within a circle of radius 1 and centered at 0, 0. Clear? So this is how you can just calculate the radius of convergence, and also you can say the region of convergence. Clear? Now next let's see the Taylor series expansion. So you see, if you have a function fz and if it is analytic at all points inside and on a circle, all right, if I consider this is a circle, right? So this here, the radius is r, this point I'm considering to be a. All right, now you see, if this function fz, it is analytic at all points inside and on a circle C, which is having center z equals to a and radius is what, r. Then at each point z inside C, okay, at each point z inside C, you can expand the function fz according to the Taylor series expansion as fa plus f prime a. Okay, the first derivative, okay, z minus a factorial 1 plus the second derivative of the function fa z minus a whole square by factorial 2 and so on, which can be written as summation n equals to 0 to infinity f n a factorial n z minus a to the power n. So this is the Taylor series expansion for a function which is analytic at all points inside and on a circle C, which is having center a, radius r. Then we can expand the function z inside C at each point z as this. Clear? So this is the Taylor series expansion. You have to just remember this expansion. Then we will solve a few questions. So now let's see an example. Here it is said expand the function fx equals to sin x about the point x equals to pi by 6. Here x is equals to what? Pi by 6. About this point you have to expand the function fx equals to sin x. So the Taylor series expansion was what? Fz is equals to f of a plus what again it was having f prime a, right? Z minus a by factorial 1 plus f double prime a z minus a whole square by factorial 2 and so on, right? So first of all you will write what? F of a means what? F of pi by 6, right? F prime a sin x can be written as what? Let me write it in one step more. You will write here what? You will write here f prime pi by 6 z minus a, that means what? Z minus a means x minus pi by 6 because this is fx here, right? Plus again you will write what here? F double prime pi by 6 and this is what? X minus pi by 6 whole square by factorial 2 and so on. Now you see f pi by 6, that means what? Sine pi by 6, you have to just substitute x is equals to a. Yes or no? Means a is here pi by 6. This is a here, okay. Now plus f prime pi by 6. That means what? When you will differentiate sine, what you will get? Cos pi by 6, right? So this is cos pi by 6. Again you will have here what? X minus pi by 6. Differentiating again 2 times sine. So sine will become cos, cos will become what? Sine but with a negative sign. So it is minus sine pi by 6 and this will give you what? This is x minus pi by 6 whole square factorial 2 means 2, right? And this will be continued. Now you see sine pi by 6, it is equals to what? Half, you know the value, and cos pi by 6 is equals to what? Root 3 by 2. So if you put here 1 by 2 plus this is what? Root 3 by 2, right? This is x minus pi by 6. Again you're writing minus, this is what? 1 by 2. Here again 1 by 2 is there, so it will be 1 by 4, right? And it is x minus pi by 6 whole square plus and so on. So you can just write it as what? Half plus root 3 by 2 into with x minus pi by 6 minus 1 by 4 x minus pi by 6 whole square plus. So this is the Taylor series expansion of this function fx about the point x equals to pi by 6. One more question, if you have to expand e to the power z about a. Alright, so you have to expand this e to the power z about a. So we can write fz is equals to what? E to the power a. You just know the Taylor series expansion is what? Fz is equals to f of a, right? F prime a. Again you will write here what? Z minus a by factorial 1. F double prime a. Again you will write here what? Z minus a whole square by factorial 2 plus and so on. Now you see f of what? F of a. So you can fz is what? E to the power z. So you have to write what? Z is equals to a. So this will become what? E to the power a. plus e to the power z. When you will differentiate exponential, it will be e to the power z only, right? So it will be again e to the power a. You have to write z is equals to a. This will be what? Z minus a plus again e to the power a, z minus a whole square by factorial 2. That means it's just 2 plus and so on. So finally you can write e to the power a. This is what? 1 plus z minus a, right? Plus 1 by 2 z minus a whole square plus and so on. So this is how you can do. Let's see one more question. You are having fz is equals to cos hyperbolic z about pi I. You have to expand fz equals to cos hyperbolic z about pi I. So you can write here what? F of pi I. That is what? Cos hyperbolic pi I. So it is just simple. The Taylor series expansion fz is equals to what? F of what? Pi by I, right? Again you will have what? Z minus, this is not pi by pi I. Okay? F prime pi I plus z minus pi I f double prime pi I by factorial 2, right? And so on. Now f pi I means what? Cos hyperbolic pi I plus cos hyperbolic pi I, differentiating will give you what? Sin hyperbolic pi I. This is z minus pi I plus this is what? 1 by 2, right? Z minus pi I. This will become again what? Cos hyperbolic pi I and so on. So this is the Taylor series expansion. You can say you've just expanded this cos hyperbolic z about pi I. Next, this question is a bit interesting. You have to find the Taylor series expansion of the function ln cos hyperbolic x, where x is real about the point x equals to 0. Okay, about x equals to 0, you have to find the Taylor series expansion of this one. So you know fx will be equals to what? Taylor series expansion will be f of a, f prime a, z minus a. You can write here instead of z, I'm writing x, okay? Because it is fx, no? I'm considering it to be fx. Okay, the function is x. Again, you will have what? Plus, you will write here again what? F double prime a, x minus a whole square by factorial 2, right? Plus, it will be continued. Now you see fx is equals to what? It is ln cos hyperbolic x, right? Now here your a is equals to what? A is equals to 0. So f of a will be equals to what? Ln cos hyperbolic 0. That is 0. Similarly, now you will find what? F prime a, right? F prime a you will find. Okay. So first of all, before going into a, let's find f prime x. Then we will substitute a. F prime x means what? Ln cos hyperbolic x, differentiation. So it will give you what? 1 by cos hyperbolic x, right? Into its sine hyperbolic x, which can be written as what? Tan hyperbolic x, right? So from this you will get f prime a. A means x equals to 0. So you will get it to be what? Tan hyperbolic 0. So that is equals to what? 0, right? Similarly, if you will find f double prime x equals to, okay, f double prime means what? Tan. You will differentiate again. You will get what? Sec square hyperbolic x, right? So from this you can write f double prime a. It will be, if you put here 0, you will get it to be what? 1, right? Again, you will write what? 3 times you will differentiate. You will get sec square hyperbolic x. It will give you what? 2 sec hyperbolic x. Again on differentiation sec hyperbolic x, you will get what? Sec hyperbolic x minus tan hyperbolic x. Okay? Just differentiation formula. So from this, when you will do, right, 0 will be there. So if you have seen here, tan hyperbolic 0 is 0. So you have a term here. So this entire term will be what? 0, right? Similarly, if you will find what? 4 times on differentiation. This 2 is what? Constant. You can take u and v. Yes or no? So in this case, if I take for this entire term, this will become what? Sec square hyperbolic x. Yes or no? This term I am writing, this term I'm writing it to be what? 2 sec square hyperbolic x minus is there, okay? Tan hyperbolic x. So minus 2 is constant. Sec square hyperbolic x. Okay. So tan hyperbolic x is constant. You differentiating b, you will get what? 2 sec hyperbolic x. Again, sec hyperbolic x will give you minus sec hyperbolic x tan hyperbolic x. Alright. Plus. Again, I'm taking sec square hyperbolic x constant. Tan will give you again what? On differentiation sec hyperbolic x. Right. So if you see here, you will get minus 2. This is what? This will give you tan hyperbolic x. Yes or no? And tan hyperbolic x. So you will get here what? Minus 2 sec square hyperbolic x tan square hyperbolic x plus sec to the power 4 hyperbolic x. So if you see here, this will give you what? 4 sec square hyperbolic x tan square hyperbolic x minus 2 sec to the power 4 hyperbolic x. So if you see here, you know what? Tan, this term will be what? 0. This is what? Sec hyperbolic x will give you what? To the power of 4x, it will give you 1. So finally, when you will write what? F for 0, you will get this entire term to be what? 0, and you will have this only minus 2. Clear? So what you will write here? You have to write f of x is equals to what? F of a plus f prime a x minus a, right? Plus f double prime a x minus a square by factorial 2 plus f triple prime x minus a whole cube by factorial 3 plus f4, right? X minus a to the power 4 by factorial 4 and so on. Now f of a, you got it to be what? 0. F prime a, you got it to be what? 0. F double prime a, okay, you got it to be what? In that case, you got it to be 1. 1 by factorial 2 is 2, right? X minus a is obviously 0. So x minus 0 whole square plus f triple times 3 times derivative was giving you again what? 0. The last one is 1 by factorial 4, right? And here what you got? Minus 2 was there, the value of 4 times on differentiation, right? This is there, and this is x minus 0 whole to the power 4 and so on. This will give you what? You are getting x square by 2, right? The first term. The second term, if you see, it's minus, you will get here what? 1 by factorial 4 is what? 2, 3, 4. Into it, 2 is there, 2 and 2 will get cancelled. This is x to the power 4. So finally, we'll get x square by 2, right? Minus 1 by 12 x to the power 4 plus and so on. So this is the Taylor series expansion. Okay, clear? Now we will see the last series expansion, that is the Lorentz series expansion. So you see, if you have function fz and it is analytic inside and on the boundary of the ring shaped region. I'm just drawing a figure also here. Okay, so that it will become easier for you to visualize. These are two concentric circles. So this is what R1 I'm considering. This I'm considering to be R2. This is the center A. Okay, this is the first circle. This is the second. Okay. Now, if you are having Fz, which is analytic, okay, which is analytic inside and on the boundary of the ring-shaped R region, okay, which is bounded by what? Two concentric circles. If you have a region R, okay, which is ring-shaped, and if Fz, it is analytic inside and on the boundary of the ring-shaped region R, which is what? Bounded by two concentric circles. One is having radius what? R1, the other is having radius R2. The two concentric circles are what? C1 and C2. Center is z equals to A, right? And the radius R1 is what? Less than R2. Then for all z in the region R, okay, in the ring shaped region R, which is bounded by two concentric circles, for that, what you will write the function fz, it can be expanded about z equals to A as this. So what is Lorentz is saying that if you have a function and if that function is analytic inside and on the region, okay, it is what? It is analytic inside the and on the boundary of the ring shaped region, which is bounded by two concentric circles, circles C1 and C2 having radius R1 and R2, where R2 is what? Greater than R1, and the center is A, right? Z equals to A. Then for all the Z in that region R, okay, you can write the Lorentz series expansion of the function about Z equals to A as fz is equals to summation n equals to infinity a n z minus a to the power n plus summation n equals to 1 to infinity bn by z minus a to the power n. Here a and bn, these are the coefficients. A n is equals to what? 1 by 2 pi I close integral of what? The circle C1. Okay, for this region it is C1 fz z minus a to the power n plus 1 dz. Again, the second is what? 1 by, this is for the second circle, close integral of C2 fz z minus a minus n plus 1 dz. So these are the coefficient and this is the Lorentz series expansion. Okay, so this is just simple. You have to remember one thing about Lorentz series is that when will we, if you have given, if you have a function fz, so and you are required to expand what? Fz about the point where fz is not analytic. Okay, if you are asked to expand a function about a point at that point where the function is not analytic, then you will use the Lorentz series and not by Taylor series. Taylor series we're expanding at the point where the function is analytic, but Lorentz series is expanding the function about a point where the function is not analytic. Okay, so in that cases Taylor series is replaced by what? Lorentz series. There are two points that you need to know about the Lorentz series, that the Lorentz series, it is convergent in the region R. The first point is what? The Lorentz series is convergent in the region R. Remember this. And the second point you have to remember is that the point at which Lorentz series expansion it has to be calculated, it will be the center of the concentric circles. Okay, at the center of the concentric circles you will find. Okay, at that point only you will do what? You will calculate the Lorentz series expansion. Okay, the point at which Lorentz series expansion has to be calculated will be the center of the two concentric circles. You will find the Lorentz series expansion at the center of the two concentric circles. Clear? So now we will see one example. Expand fz equals to 1 by 1 plus z square about z minus I. So you have to expand this. So for this, first you will take z square plus 1 equals to 0 just to calculate the value of z. So z square is equals to what? Minus 1. So you will get z square is equals to what? I square minus 1 is what? I square. So z is equals to plus minus I. So what you can write this function fz is equals to what? 1 by z minus a z plus I. Right? That means this is the real part, this is the imaginary part. So this is what? Positive I, this is minus I. Okay, you can see it graphically that way. Now when you write it as what? 1 by z minus I minus 1 by z plus I in this form. So 1 by 2I will be here. You can calculate and see. Okay, just calculate and see. if you take here, na, this is z minus I, this is z plus I. So it will give you, this is z plus I minus z plus I. So if you see here, what you will get? 2i na in the numerator. So I've written 1 by 2i here. So next you see 1 by 2i is here, right? This is 1 by z minus I minus 1 by, this also I will write in the form of what? Z minus I. So I'm writing z minus I plus, to make it plus I, what you will write? 2i. 2i minus I is what? Plus I, right? So here if you will write, you can write 1 by 2i, right? This is z minus I to the power minus 1. Yes or no? Minus 1 by 2i. So this when you will do, in this case, if I take common 2i, so I can write it as what? 1 plus z minus I by 2i, right? So you can write this is 1 by 2i to the power z minus I to the power minus 1 minus 1 by 2i, 1 by 2i. This is 4i square. So I square is what? Minus 1. So this will become plus. And you will have here what? 1 by 4. This entire term will go to the numerator 1 by z minus I by 2i whole to the power minus 1. Okay. So you know what? 1 plus x to the power minus 1. It can be written as what? 1 plus minus 1 x plus minus 1 minus 2 by factorial 2 x square plus again minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 by factorial 3 x cube and so on. So similarly, when you will do this, what you will write? For the first term, I'm keeping this one 1 by 2i z minus I minus 1 as it is. You have to just expand the second term. Okay. So I will write here 1 by 4. This will give you what? 1, right? Minus. Here we will write what? Z minus I by what? 2i, this term. Okay. Because this is what? Minus 1, na? So I've written minus 1. Okay. Plus is there. Power is minus 1. So I've written minus 1. Okay. Similarly, again, I will write here what? Plus minus 1 and minus 2. Okay. This is minus 1. This is minus 2. Right? Factorial 2 is there. That means it's 2. And here you will write what? It is what? X square. That is what? Z minus I square by 2i square. Okay. Again, you can continue and you can write as much as term you want. I'm writing only 2 terms. So if you see, this will become what? 2 will get cancelled. Minus a minus is plus. So finally, what you will write in this case, if you see, 1 by 2i z minus I to the power minus 1 plus 1 by 4. And here you will write what? 1 minus z minus I by 2i, right? Plus z minus I, this z minus I whole square by what? 4i square plus and so on. Now, finally, what you will write here, the first term was 1 by 2i, right? Z minus I to the power minus 1 plus 1 by 4. Yes or no? Outside it was 1 by, this is outside it is 1 by 4 only. This term you can write it as what? You can write it as summation n equals to 0 to infinity. Minus 1 to the power n. Sorry, minus 1 to the power n. If you see here, this one you can write what? Minus 1 to the power n. You can just compare and see z minus I to the power n by 2i to the power n. Means as a whole, you can write it as what? Z minus I by 2i to the power n minus 1 to the power n summation n equals to 0 to infinity 1 by 4. This way you can write. You can just check and see. Because it is at 1 minus z minus I by 2i. Then 2 whole square. Then 3. Then 10. This means what? It is what? It is just minus 1. Right? Summation n is equals to what? 0 to infinity. Because there is alternate plus minus. So it will be having 1 minus 1 to the power n, and this we will have what? Z minus I by 2i whole to the power n. Okay, 1 by 4 is constant. So if you see here in this case, this first term, okay, it will converge, okay? It will converge for what? Z minus I mod greater than equals to 0. And this will converge for what? Z minus I less than 2. That means this function is convergent for what? This entire function fz given to us, that will be convergent for Z minus I greater than 0 or equals to 0 but less than 2. All right. So this is how you can do. You can solve a lot of questions using this Lorentz series. You might be given any function. Suppose you are given with a function fz, okay, which is equals to what? 1 by z square into it 1 minus z. And you have to find the Lorentz series about z equals to 0. So you can write it fz is equals to what? If you write this, it is 1 by z square into with 1 minus z, right? That means you can write 1 by z square. This will be what? 1 minus z to the power minus 1. So 1 by z square, if you expand this 1 minus x, the same format which I said, na, whole to the power minus 1. So you will get what? 1 plus, again you will get what? Z square plus z cube, right? Plus and so on. 1 plus, this is z, okay, this is z square. That way. So when you will do this, will give you what? 1 by z square plus this will give you what? 1 by z. Again, this is will give you what? 1. Again, if you do z to the power, this is 2, this is 1, this is 2, and again this is suppose 3. So this will give you what? Z, right? And so on. So this is just the Lorentz series about z equals to 0. You can just do it in this way. Clear? So you can do a lot of questions. You can just see the HK Das book. There you will get a number of questions. Just solve all those questions, and we will see some more questions in while we will see the residues and the pole and those things. Okay, we will see some more questions of Lorentz series there. So that's all in this video. So we have discussed the power series expansion, the radius of convergence, the Taylor series, and the Lorentz series. So thank you so much. Have a good day.